Space is not just vast. It's stranger than any science fiction movie you've ever seen. When you think of the universe, you probably imagine stars, planets, and galaxies, but the reality is far more bizarre. Today, we dive into 20 incredible facts about space that will stretch your imagination far beyond Earth and make you realize just how tiny we really are. Let's start with some numbers that are hard to wrap your head around. First, there are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on every beach on Earth. Just picture that for a moment. Every grain of sand you've ever seen, multiplied across every desert and shoreline, still doesn't equal the stars out there. Next, imagine this. If you could scoop up just 1 teaspoon of material from a neutron star, it would weigh 4 billion tons. That's heavier than Mount Everest in something that could fit in your hand. The scale of the universe is equally overwhelming. It's about 93 billion light-years wide, and it's still expanding. And while we think of planets as orbiting stars, not all of them do. There are rogue planets drifting alone in the dark, with no star to call home. And here's a quirky one. Saturn, the planet with the iconic rings, is made of such low-density material that it could float in water if you had a cosmic-sized bathtub. But numbers aren't the only strange thing about space. The realities are even weirder. Did you know that space actually has a smell? Astronauts who've returned from spacewalks say their suits reek of burnt steak and welding fumes. Venus, our twin planet, rotates backwards, which means the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. Jupiter's red spot, which looks like an eye in pictures, is actually a storm bigger than Earth that's been raging for over 400 years. And if that doesn't impress you, consider this: scientists have discovered diamond planets made almost entirely of carbon crystals. Imagine an entire world of diamonds. Finally, some black holes are so massive they dwarf our entire solar system, a reminder of how powerful and mysterious these cosmic monsters really are. Now let's talk about how space connects directly to us humans. Believe it or not, you actually age differently depending on where you are. If you stood on Mount Everest, you'd age slightly slower than someone at sea level because of time dilation. Astronauts in space experience it even more dramatically, and their bodies actually stretch. They grow taller because gravity isn't compressing their spine. The Apollo astronauts left footprints on the moon more than 50 years ago, and those prints will still be there millions of years from now because there is no wind or rain to erase them. To put scale into perspective, the sun is so huge that you could fit 1.3 million Earths inside it. And speaking of galaxies, the Milky Way itself is on a slow-motion collision course with our neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy. Billions of years from now, they'll merge into one enormous cosmic system. Finally, let's end with some of the strangest cosmic twists. For example, black holes, as eternal as they seem, can actually evaporate over time through a process called Hawking radiation. The light we see from the sun is instant. It takes about 8 minutes to travel the 93 million miles to Earth. Some stars, when they reach the end of their life, explode with such brilliance that they outshine entire galaxies for a brief moment. And scientists now believe there may not be just one universe, but many a multiverse filled with endless realities. And if you've ever wondered about the beginning of it all, we can still detect the faint afterglow of the Big Bang, the event that created everything nearly 13.8 billion years ago. The universe isn't just mysterious. It's full of wonders that remind us how small we are in the grand scheme of things. Which of these cosmic facts left you speechless? Let me know in the comments. And do you not forget to share this video with a friend who loves space as much as you do.